perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm nothing.
I never thought there would come a day when I'd stop watching movies because I couldn't feel anything anymore. Cinema, the thing that used to keep me alive, suddenly felt distant, like watching In the Mood for Love without feeling the warmth of its silence, or seeing Whiplash's rhythm but not hearing the heartbeat behind it. It's strange, right? When the thing that once saved you suddenly becomes something you can't even touch. There was a time when I'd see myself in every frame, a bit of Nina from Black Swan, a little of Travis from Taxi Driver. But then one morning I woke up and the screen inside me went black. The world kept moving, but I just couldn't. You know, movies have this strange way of showing us our pain, but making it look beautiful. They make us believe that even the darkest stories can find light, that every broken frame still matters. And I know that when life gets heavy, we all tend to disappear, through movies, through characters, through the very art that once kept us alive. Depression doesn't announce itself, it arrives quietly, like a film with no soundtrack. The days look the same, but the colors faded. Even cinema, my safe place, became too loud for the silence I was living in. I'd scroll past scenes, Black Swan's mirror shadow, Whiplash leading hands, enemies, web of rebels, and I'd look away, because in those moments I wasn't watching characters. I was seeing myself. I was Nina, drawn in the pursuit of perfection. I was Andro, breaking myself just to feel worthy. I was Jake, reflection and enemy, trapped inside my own mind, searching for the version of me that I lost. You know, there is something terrifying about silence when you've always lived inside stories. It's like a projector suddenly going dark mid-scene. I tried to force myself to watch again, but even Godard's chaos felt distant. His jump cuts, once full of life, now echoed like broken thoughts. I wondered if I'd ever love cinema again, or if I'd forever remain a spectator in my own story. Whiplash kept replaying in my mind, the final drum solo, the obsession, the self-distraction, and I realized maybe my depression wasn't the absence of feeling, maybe it was the weight of feeling too much. I remember one night I tried watching Fallen Angels. Usually the movie makes me feel alive. The colors, the loneliness, the weird beauty Wong Kar-wai always captures. But that night it was just moving pictures. I didn't even recognize myself anymore. It's like I became one of those lost characters, disconnected, pretending everything's fine. Depression isn't loud. It doesn't knock on your door and say, "Hey, I'm here." It just shows up quietly, and it takes everything. I stopped creating, I stopped watching, I stopped caring. Even Black Swan, the movie that used to hit me so hard, felt empty. I used to admire Nina's obsession with perfection, but now I just saw her pain. Maybe because I understood it. You chase something for so long, perfection, purpose, passion. And one day you realize you've lost yourself in the process. I think part of it came from this obsession I had. I've always been a perfectionist, always chasing that perfect shot, the perfect edit, the perfect version of myself. I would stay up all night editing until my eyes hurt, rewriting scripts until they made sense to none but me. I kept thinking, if it's not perfect, it's not worth it. But perfection is cruel. It pretends to be motivation, but it's actually a trap. It eats you slowly until the thing that you love starts to feel like a burden. And you know what's strange? I used to admire Nina in Black Swan. I loved her discipline, her madness, her hunger for perfection. But now when I rewatch it, it hurts. Because I see myself in her, that constant war between control and collapse. She wanted to be perfect, and so did I, even if it meant breaking herself and mine. And that's what perfection does. It makes you forget. The art isn't supposed to destroy you. It's supposed to free you. But I didn't know back then. I kept chasing it in my videos, in my thoughts, in my life, in my feelings, until I burned out completely. There were days I'd open my laptop, look at my old edits, my old thumbnails, and feel nothing. The same person who once found magic in every frame suddenly couldn't even press play. All the movies once defined me, how I saw the world, now they just like ghosts. And Melancholia, God, that film hit different when I rewatched it later. The world ending didn't feel metaphorical anymore, it felt familiar, like that heavy silence when everything inside you collapses. But you still have to smile and pretend you're okay. I think what broke me the most wasn't sadness, it was numbness. It's when you stop crying, you stop reacting, you stop caring, like the elephant man said, I'm not an animal. You start repeating that in your head, trying to remind yourself you are still human, even when you don't feel like one. There were days I just sat there, scrolling through all the videos and IDs for this channel. And I couldn't even write one line. The same passion that I used to keep me alive suddenly became a ghost haunting me. But then something small happened. I don't even know why or how. I watched Printemps, été, automne, hiver et printemps. Just a random scene, that quiet rhythm of life, the way everything comes back after being gone. It made me realize that maybe my passion didn't die. Maybe it was just resting, like the seasons. It needed time to breathe, to fall, and to come back again. And slowly I did. Well, not with a big comeback, just step by step. Watching Emily reminded me how small joys can save you. Listening to Magnolia's rain scene reminded me that we all fall apart sometimes and it's okay. So yeah, I disappeared, I fell apart, and I lost my light for a while. But I'm here now, not perfect, not back like before, I'm just here, and maybe that's enough. Maybe like Chungking Express, we all have to get lost in our own city before finding our way again. And cinema didn't save me this time. It just waited for me. But you know what's funny is that even when I gave up on cinema, cinema didn't give up on me. It stayed in the background, in the faces of strangers, at the bus stop, in the rhythm of rain like Magnolia, in the silent reflection of windows like in the double life of Veronic. It was there, waiting, not judging, just waiting, waiting for me to come back. It reminded me that life, like art, moves in cycles, that maybe losing passion doesn't mean it's gone forever. Maybe it's just resting like winter before spring. I started to see things differently. Emily taught me that small joys are enough. Just silence, and maybe that silence was the loudest thing I've ever heard. Sometimes it feels like you are watching your own story, but from behind a cracked lens. Wanting to erase certain memories just to stop feeling too much, but realizing pain is proof that you felt something real. I learned that healing isn't a straight line. It was more like a long tracking shot. You don't see where it's going, but you keep walking anyway. Cinema taught me something important, that the same scene can look completely different just by changing the frame. Maybe that's what healing is, reframing how you see the story. I realized that even when you feel broken, you are still in the frame, and that's enough. And then I understood something I should have known all along. Perfection isn't the goal. Connection is, creation is, and feeling is. Perfection doesn't make art human. Flows do. So yeah, I disappeared, I fell apart, but maybe I needed to. Maybe I had to unlearn what perfection meant to find what truth feels like. And now I'm here, not even sure what comes next, but here I am. And that's enough, because cinema taught me that even broken stories deserve to be told. And if you are still watching, maybe you needed to hear this too. You don't need to be perfect, you just have to be someone. Yeah, thank you.
Get some help. Go get some help. What did you do? What did you do?
I felt it.
What?